Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, the first big snowstorm of the season is expected today. We'll hear from city officials and residents on how they're preparing.
Plus, the Castine Historical Society found some unexpected objects in their storage, potentially explosive objects. We'll hear all about that coming up.
And Governor Janet Mills welcomed award-winning Christmas trees and wreaths to the Blaine House. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Janessa Bishop.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning. We'll have those stories and more coming up. But first, the big story of the day must be the big storm approaching. It's not going to be a massive storm by any means, but we could get the first storm to bring several inches of snow here to the Bangor area. Some people will get more, some less, depending on where you are. All kinds of cancellations, that sort of thing. So we'll be talking about that as well.
Yes, we'll turn things over to meteorologist Chase Ropanek.
Thank you very much. As you can see this morning, a variation of cold temperatures across the state. All of us below freezing, but single digits up north for Presque Isle, Clayton Lake, and Holton. 2 degrees for you up in Presque Isle. Now, different story, 15 here in Bangor. We're in the mid-teens, while much of us are closer to 20 along your coastline. You can see that in Machias to start off your morning. And temperatures here in Bangor reaching near 30 degrees for today, and some of us can reach above freezing along your coastline. That's going to have some implications for the snow chances that we're seeing making their way into the state for today. And here's your time. You're going to see some possible moderate to heavy snow already arriving right around noon, all statewide. As you can see, that snow stretches all the way up to Presque Isle. Now, throughout the day, more of that snow is going to continue to fall in the Bangor and coastal regions. You'll see some of that snow dissipating from the north, and this will continue all the way till about 4:30 to 5 a.m. And we got a lot of snow on the way. We'll have a snow map for you during your Maine weather, but you're going to see light winds out of this for much of the day today, and that's why the snowflakes are going to fall big and thick, not necessarily light and fluffy. But on the backside of the system, they'll be making its way overnight. The winds can pick up. You can see, gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour, a little bit stronger down near your coastline. And heading into your Wednesday, even though we look to be dry, that's going to cause some visibility issues with lots of blowing snow out there. But as we see forward today, it's going to be a winter wonderland. Plenty of snow to fall all across the state, especially here in Bangor. And you're going to see highs just near 30 degrees. And that's going to make, again, for a beautiful scenic area out here in the Northwoods.
Should be pretty indeed. Thank you very much, Chase. We'll see you later on with your full forecast. And by the way, it's already snowing in parts of the state, and the state has been gearing up for the big storm. Many schools have announced they will remain closed or have early dismissals, and all state offices will be closed at noon today. Bangor is among the school districts that are closing early, and the University of Maine just sent out a message too, saying their Orono campus will close at 12:15 today, giving everybody a chance to get home safely. Maine's Emergency Management Agency is also urging residents to stay informed and to be prepared for the state's first significant storm of the season. MEMA Director Pete Rogers says, quote, "As the storm approaches, we urge folks to take some simple steps now to stay safe. Check your emergency kits, stay off the road once the conditions deteriorate, and keep an eye on updates from local officials. A little preparation goes a long way in making sure you and your family weather the storm safely." MEMA also reminds drivers to keep an emergency kit on hand. Keep them in your vehicle all winter long. They say a well-stocked kit should include, but is not limited to, jumper cables, flares, or reflective triangles. They say it should also include an ice scraper with a brush and a cell phone charger, as well as a blanket and a map. You should also have snacks and water, along with a flashlight with fresh batteries. They also remind folks that generators should always be placed outdoors and at least 20 feet away from windows and doors. They say never put a generator in a closed or partly closed space like a basement, cellar, bulkhead, garage, or porch, even if the windows are open.
Well, whether you're ready or not for the storm, winter is about to plow its way back into Maine. With the first big snowstorm of the season expected today, our Alex Schley checked in with city officials and residents to see how they're digging in before the flakes start falling.
We've had a lot of phone calls, people asking if we have the supplies ready.
At Apashana Hardware and Brewer, it's all hands on deck.
Heating pellets, salt, sodium chloride, pet-safe products, shovels, scrapers.
Well, most Mainers know the drill.
They're just coming in to replace something that broke or coming in to stock up on products that they know they need every year.
Others are still getting some last-minute preparations.
Snowblower and stuff, everything working?
I haven't checked yet.
In Bangor, public works officials say they're ready to roll.
We've been prepared for Probably 3 weeks now. We've been certainly ready to go.
Still, crews spent their final hours of dry pavement, making sure everything and everyone is set before the snow starts to stack up.
And all our new guys out driving around with the plows on, and still are today, to just make sure they're ready as much as you can be.
With 8,000 tons of salt and 5,000 yards of sand on hand, officials say they're prepared for whatever Mother Nature throws their way.
If we call a citywide parking ban tomorrow to plow, hopefully we can get it all cleaned up. If not, one more night on the citywide, and then the downtown parking ban while we haul snow away.
Public Works officials also asked drivers to stay off the roads if possible, giving crews the space they need to clear their way. In Penobscot County, Alex Live for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
In other news this morning, Bangor police continue to investigate an incident that sparked a security concern at the Bangor International Airport. A press release from the Bangor Police Department says they responded to a threat that was made yesterday. They say the threat, though, was unsubstantiated. They didn't find anything. The Criminal Investigation Division is continuing to follow up with the incident. At one point, Bangor police had closed off the roadway leading to the airport, and people weren't allowed to enter the terminal.
Meanwhile, 2 people have been arrested after a hit-and-run crash in Bangor. It happened a little before noon in the area of Hammond Street. Bangor Police Sergeant Jeremy Brock says 2 cars were involved in that crash. Witnesses told police that they saw one of those cars drive away. Officers were able to locate the vehicle that had driven away. The driver was then identified as 36-year-old Michelle Payer of Bangor. Brock says footage from a nearby home showed Payer was driving during the crash and a male passenger who fled the scene. He says additional calls about a suspicious male near the area of the crash led them to 37-year-old Nicholas Bennett of Bangor. According to Brock, Bennett confirmed being in the vehicle and said the crash happened because of an argument. Officers later determined Bennett was on bail condition and was not supposed to be in contact with Payer. Payer's charged with operating under the influence and leaving the scene of a crash, and Bennett is charged with violation of conditions of release.
The Rockland school bus that was involved in the death of a 12-year-old student will now be decommissioned. According to a letter sent out by the RSU 13 Superintendent's Office, bus number 9, the bus that struck Braden Callahan, will be replaced. A substitute driver is also taking over that route at this time. In the letter, Superintendent John McDonald stated in part, quote, "We have been working with the Department of Education on a plan to have a replacement bus in our fleet up and running soon, and we appreciate their quick response in supporting us in this effort."
According to Bangor City officials, the city spent over $100,000 cleaning up a homeless encampment. According to a spokesperson, Bangor spent around $119,000 to clean up Tent City, a homeless encampment located between Cleveland Street and Texas Avenue. Reportedly, just over $80,000 was allocated to the Public Works Department for expenses during that cleanup. City officials first began the removal of residents from the encampment that was once home to dozens of unhoused individuals in October of 2024.
Potentially explosive cannonballs were found yesterday in the collections of the Castine Historical Society and over at the Wilson Museum in Castine. The Castine Historical Director and Collections Manager discovered 2 unexploded War of 1812 black powder cannonballs in their collection storage. They alerted the Maine State Police, which sent out a member of the bomb squad to Castine to properly and safely dispose of them. And after looking at the collection, the bomb squad felt an additional larger cannonball could also be explosive and took that one in as well. Knowing the Wilson Museum has also cannonballs in their collection, the Castine Historical Society reached out to them, and the bomb squad team went across town to check on their collection. That's where they found 24 cannonballs of various sizes that will also be detonated along with those from the Historical Society. Castine has a rich War of 1812 and Revolutionary War history. Many of the items had been donated to the Historical Society, and museum staff say state police told them this is the largest number of potentially unexploded ordnance that they have removed from a museum's collection to date.
Wow.
They have that honor of having that distinction, I guess. Yeah, good thing they found them, though. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the time now is 8:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the Belfast VFW held their Trees for Troops program. Many trees will be distributed to military bases for active duty members.
We'll tell you all about it, but first, let's take another look at that weather forecast. A cloudy day ahead today with snow. The highs will be around 30 degrees. Snow showers continuing tonight. They could be heavy at times, lows dropping down to the mid-20s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with highs near 33. We'll be right back.
Oh no! Son of a nutcracker. This is what I get for eating all those cookies. Hey, Rotor-Rooter, I got a big clog for you. I'm stuck in the chimney. Again. Yep, I'm the clog. Any chance you could fa-la-la over here?
For all your holiday plumbing needs, Rotor-Rooter can save the day.
And away go troubles down the drain. Rotor-Rooter.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed. No. We can help you through it.
We're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
Orpheus was a poor boy, but he had a gift to give. And Eurydice was a young girl, but she'd seen how the world was. She fell in spite of herself, in love. Just how far would you go for her?
Judge Judy never misses a beat.
This is my playpen.
I get that, Your Honor.
Perfect.
Next is mental anguish.
Yours or mine? It's getting bad for you.
I don't understand why you're so upset with me.
Does this face look stupid to you? Am I doing all right?
Excellent.
That's what I like to hear.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
This time of year, communities rally to help bring something extra special to those in need. And this year is no different. The Belfast VFW teamed up with FedEx and a local tree farm to help bring the spirit of Maine Christmas to U.S. troops throughout the country. Our Alexa Kennedy with that story.
Monday, volunteers met at Pleasant View Tree Farm in Searsmont to load up a FedEx truck with 300 donated Christmas trees for the Trees for Troops program. The trees, donated by 25 farms across Maine and Canada, will be distributed to military bases throughout the country and enjoyed by active duty service members. The Trees for Troops program is an initiative by the Christmas Spirit Foundation, which aims to support military members throughout the holiday season. Pleasant View Tree Farm has been an official Trees for Troops location for over 12 years.
Well, as a veteran, I always believe we can always do more for our veterans. So if this little piece makes them have a good Christmas, then that's what I want to do.
The majority of volunteers were members of Belfast's Veterans of Foreign Wars organization, as well as Bangor FedEx employees. In addition to Christmas trees, over 8,000 ornaments are handmade and donated by ladies with the VFW across Maine.
It's important that they get something from home. And homemade ornaments and trees that are grown in Maine are very precious to them.
The ornaments are packaged in gift bags and sent with a heartfelt card.
We get lots of pictures and lots of letters from people at the bases. They are so thrilled to get these, and we just love doing it.
The trees donated from Maine will be sent to Camp Elmore in the Naval Weapons Station in Virginia. For 4 years, Mulby has been responsible for this tree donation location. He begins reaching out to donors in the spring, holds a fundraising event for the charity at the Freiburg Fair, and personally sells trees at a discount so customers will donate. In Searsmont, Alexa Kennedy, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, with the countdown to Christmas starting to tick, halls across the country are getting decked out in holiday decor. But with the Christmas tree usually taking center stage in most homes, some folks may be trying to choose whether to get an artificial tree or a real tree. When it comes to sustainability, experts say there's pros and cons for both. Fox's Ted Linder has more.
As more families start preparing to decorate for the holidays, many are facing the choice of whether to pick out a real or artificial Christmas tree for the season.
There's a lot of tradition and family stories and other really important things built into that.
If sustainability is important to you, Dr. Jennifer Russell, Associate Professor at Virginia Tech, says a main factor to take into consideration is how long you're planning on using your tree for.
So real trees are fantastic. They make our houses smell great. They're bringing nature into our home, but they have a life cycle of 1 year, right? So they'll have to grow for 7 to 8 years to be used once, and then they're going to be disposed. And the advantage of an artificial tree in that context is that it's very energy intensive and high impact to make that tree the first time, but then you can use it for many, many years. And so it's much more durable.
Because of the plastic and metal materials in artificial trees, Dr. Russell says they should be kept and reused for a minimum of 7 years in order to have lower overall impacts on the environment compared to buying a real tree every year.
There's such a high upfront investment of energy and impact, but the longer that you use it, the more you can kind of amortize or to allocate those impacts over time compared to a real Christmas tree.
Meanwhile, Dr. Russell also recommends avoiding artificial trees with lights built in to help expand their life cycles.
Bulbs are more likely to go, and electrical wires are more likely to be degraded over time.
Ted Linder, Fox News.
You're pro real tree.
I am pro. I'm pro real tree, but as you've said before, some of the fake ones are quite nice and they look really good.
Yeah, they look almost like a real tree these days, and they last for years. But you can't, substitute that trip out to the tree farm with your family. It's a whole thing.
Whole experience.
You gotta do that as well.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Yeah.
Well, the time now is 8:17. After the break, an Ellsworth woman is using her artistic ability to spread joy, one rock at a time.
We'll have her story coming up. Plus, major changes were made for SNAP benefit recipients yesterday. We'll tell you all about them as Good Morning Maine continues.
At Pure Talk, life is simple, and so are the deals. For instance, an unlimited wireless plan means unlimited savings for life. Not for the life of your phone, for your life. Unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for $29.95 a month for the rest of your life. Honestly, there's never been another deal like it. In fact, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Pure Talk, everything you need, nothing you don't.
You've asked me that 3 times already.
I did? This is exactly how it started with Mom.
Worried about your brain health? Cerefolin Brain Wellness has a dual-action formula that slows cognitive decline while improving memory, focus, and concentration. Those taking Cerefolin Brain Wellness experienced a slower rate of brain shrinkage. Now also available without a prescription at cerefolin.com and Amazon.
It changed my mind.
Neurologist recommended Cerefolin Brain Wellness.
A few weeks ago, I went down to the basement to see what was happening with the boilers and opened the door, and there was about 12 to 14 inches of water in our basement. I knew who to call right away, and that was Bouchard. They were here within a half hour. They work well with our insurance company. They're very, very efficient, and all I have to do is call them any time of day. They're going to take care of me. Our business is our life, and that's why I don't hesitate to recommend them to other people.
Hey, what the?
Earth artist is helping to spread hope and kindness one painted rock at a time.
Our Jody Hersey explains.
For 31 years, Lori Goodrich operated a daycare in Ellsworth until she was diagnosed with cancer.
I was in the hospital and I found a rock, and it's a ladybug. And I said, I think I can do that, because I used to draw a lot.
That one painted rock boosted Lori's spirit and sparked a new hobby for this former daycare owner.
Like this rock here is going to be a duck. A lot of people have been liking this cat.
In the evenings, Lori sits down at her kitchen table and starts sketching her own designs.
It takes time and a lot of patience. That's why people give up.
Lori and her husband like to place her painted rocks here along the Bangor and Brewer waterfronts for the public to find. She says you just never know how these pebbles of joy can change someone's day.
And I was hiding them, and a man came up to me, and he had the rock in his hand. He goes, "Are you the one that hid this?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Do you know this rock saved my life?" He says, "I was at the end thinking I was going to end my life, and I found this rock," and he says, "I've held it with me ever since. You saved my life."
A cancer survivor helping others get through the ups and downs of life, one beautiful rock at a time. In Ellsworth, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I think she has learned that just doing a little random act of kindness
Right.
can have a huge benefit on somebody. You never know what people are going through.
Super talented too, all the writing and drawings she does.
Yeah, they're
very,
neat.
Very cool.
Yeah, keepsakes.
Yes. Well, let's turn things over to meteorologist Chase Ropanek.
Thank you very much. A chilly start all across the state as all of us are below freezing, but there is a variation of temperatures. You can see lows near 2 degrees in Presque Isle this morning, just above 10 in Millinocket, 15 here in Bangor, and you're seeing temperatures closer to 20 degrees all along your coastline. That's going to have some implications for you for snow and rain chances today. While some of us can see highs getting above freezing along your coastline, mid-30s for Deer Isle, that could be possible into Machias as well as we go further on throughout the day. Highs looking to be just near 30 here in Bangor. That's a few degrees below freezing, and the rest of us right around the low 20s as you head further north. So average highs are just now below 40 degrees, and throughout much of this week, we're going to stay below average. Yes, we can get above freezing in a few days, Wednesday into your Thursday, low to mid 30s, but a big drop Friday, that high in the upper teens and low 20s, and hanging out in the 20s throughout the weekend into the beginning of your work week on Monday. We're still looking to be 10 degrees below average by then. So reason why we're going to have such a nice snow event for today, the winds are going to be rather light throughout much of the day today. Now heading into tonight, we're going to start to see the backside of that system. Yes, the winds will pick up, gusting from the north near 15 to 25 miles per hour, depending where you're at. Those winds definitely going to be stronger, closer to the center of low pressure along your coastline, where you can see gusts near 30 miles per hour. Now it looks to subside by Wednesday afternoon. I do think that wind is going to stick around for a little longer. That means during the morning hours, with conditions being dry by then, we could still see reduced visibility from plenty of blowing snow from that gusty wind out there. So looks like snow can become heavy or moderate right around noon to 1 o'clock for today, and that's just going to continue, especially for Bangor and your coastal areas throughout much of the day today. You'll start to see the snow dissipate a little bit up north, but here you can see it picking up again. Here's 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Again, a chance for some moderate to heavy snow, mainly in Bangor and south down to Portland. Now, the models aren't picking up, but some of these areas near Machias can start to see some rain rather than snow, with the temperatures warming with that closer to the center of low pressure. That will be momentarily. You are going to see mostly snow out of this event, but still, that can really hinder your amounts in this area where you can see that sharp cutoff line. But the rest of us here in Bangor, down into the southwestern portion of the state, looking at a good healthy 5 to 8 plus inches of snow. Some of us can see near 10 inches out there. And just around that swath is where you can see 3 to 5. And then heading up north, you got the cooler temperatures, not as much snow for today. Right around 1 to 3 inches is what you should expect. So snow is likely out there for today with cloudy skies and highs near 30. 30 degrees, and heading into tonight, that wind could pick up a little bit. Lows in the mid-20s, and yes, snow showers still continuing and can be heavy at times. We're going to dry out for your Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies, but yes, that wind's still out there, and that can cause some reduced visibility with blowing snow and highs in the low to mid-30s. So here's a look at your extended forecast. A few more days above freezing Wednesday and Thursday, but that still comes with chances for snow. A big drop in temperatures Friday. Highs in the upper teens and low 20s, and still in the 20s heading into your weekend.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you.
Ghirardelli caramel and chocolate. They're great on their own, but together, it's like the Watson to your Sherlock, the SpongeBob to your Patrick, the bestie to your spa day, the apprentice to your sensei, the partner to your picnic, the hero to your sidekick, the caramel to your chocolate, the chocolate to your caramel. Perfect pairs, share a square. Ghirardelli makes life a bite better.
No matter what happens in D.C.,
There's one thing we can count on.
Susan Collins always delivers for Maine.
Susan's Law restored Social Security benefits for thousands of Mainers like me.
Collins is protecting our lobster industry
by fighting unfair regulations.
Susan always has our back.
And Collins Law expands care to help Mainers fight Alzheimer's.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
I appreciate everything she is doing.
Call. Thanks, Senator Collins, for fighting and winning for Maine.
Get ready for the holiday season. The Rotary Club of Bangor is excited to present the annual Festival of Lights Parade. This dazzling event lights up downtown Bangor and brings joy to thousands. Featuring marching bands, small and large floats, dancers, and other performing groups. And don't miss the grand finale as Santa himself arrives to spread holiday cheer. Join us Saturday, December 6th, starting at 4:30 p.m. Let's kick off the season together at the Festival of Lights Parade.
Pressure is building on Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. The White House says he authorized strikes on an alleged drug boat back in September. The first strike taking out the boat, but the second strike reportedly targeting 2 survivors. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington.
This morning, lawmakers in both the House and Senate launching investigations into accusations of a war crime allegedly carried out by the Pentagon.
We're going to conduct oversight, and we're going to try to get to the facts.
It comes after deadly strikes in September against suspected drug traffickers off the coast of Venezuela. This video shows the first strike. The Washington Post reports at the start of the operation, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth ordered his team to kill everybody on board the boat. The Post reports a second strike targeted 2 survivors clinging to the wreckage. Hegseth calling that report fabricated. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill citing international law that prohibits killing enemy combatants who no longer pose a threat. The White House confirming there was more than one strike on the boat, saying Hegseth authorized the mission's commander, Navy Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley, to conduct them.
Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated.
Hegseth writing online, let's make one thing crystal clear. Admiral Mitch Bradley is an American hero, a true professional, and has my 100% support. Hegseth also facing backlash for this post, showing a meme of the cartoon character Franklin the Turtle firing at boats from a helicopter.
This is serious business. I mean, even if it's justified, even if it's right, seriously, you're killing me. And this is your response to tweet out some joke about a cartoon turtle?
It comes amid rising tension in the Caribbean. President Trump ramping up pressure on Venezuela and alleged drug cartels. U.S. military activity seen yesterday in nearby Puerto Rico. Back to the airstrikes, we have not heard from Admiral Bradley on what happened on Thursday. He is expected to brief lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
In other news, major changes were implemented Monday for food benefit recipients. Fox Business correspondent Darren Bathello has the latest on who it affects.
Millions of food benefit recipients all across the nation are going to have to work, volunteer, or participate in job training at least 80 hours a month. This is under the One Big Beautiful bill that was passed by Congress this past summer. Those who don't can only receive benefits for 3 months in a 3-year period. This applies to Americans 55 through 64 years old who may have children 14 to 18 years old. This also ends previous exemptions for many homeless people, veterans, and young adults aging out of foster care. Here's SNAP by the numbers. By the way, 42 million Americans are on it, with a majority at or below the poverty line and in households that include children, seniors, or someone with a disability. Now, according to the Congressional Budget Office, the new requirements are expected to reduce the average monthly number of SNAP recipients by about 2.4 million people over the next decade. Here's Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins talking to Fox about allegations of SNAP fraud and even illegal immigrants using the program under the Biden administration.
We asked every state for the first time in history, and this was in February, to send us their data and let us, with DOJ and a war room, actually start going through this data to better understand how this explosion of SNAP benefits happened under Joe Biden. We've studied about $100 billion in spend. We have found thousands and thousands of illegal use of the EBT card. We have been moving people off of SNAP. We've got almost 700,000 people, I think, we've moved off.
And if you're new to SNAP, the new rules may start now or at your next recertification. On Capitol Hill, Darren Botello, Fox Business.
Well, this morning, there's a new legal fight between 50 Cent and Sean Diddy Combs. Here's ABC's Hannah Battah with more on that.
Overnight, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop the release of a Netflix docuseries due out today.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction moments later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh. It's like 150 hugs.
Now Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action, claiming Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release as part of what they call a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alex Stapleton, who said, quote, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights," end quote. Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with our Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this.
Combs is currently serving more than 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Pope Leo will start his final day in Lebanon with a visit to the De La Croix Hospital outside of Beirut today. The facility specializes in caring for people with psychological problems. When he arrived on Sunday, the Pope urged Lebanon's political leaders to pursue the truth and means of peace and reconciliation. People waiting for him to arrive at the hospital on Tuesday said that they hoped that his visit would bring peace to their nation. Later in the day, he's scheduled to end his visit to Lebanon with a mass along the Beirut waterfront. He's also planning to visit the site of that deadly 2020 Beirut port explosion and offer a silent prayer for all the victims.
Well, coming up on the second half of the newscast, today is Giving Tuesday. But when donating or shopping, it's important to look out for those potential scams.
We'll have the story coming up on Good Morning Maine.
You're driving down the road and out of nowhere, boom! You're hurt in a car accident. Now you've got expensive medical bills, lost earnings, and you've got to deal with that insurance company. The problems just keep piling up. When you call the twos, I'll handle all of those problems. All you have to do is get better while I work to get you paid. Hurt in a car accident, I'm on top of it. I'm your go-to guy.
Call 222-2222.
With irresistibly smooth melting chocolate in every Lindor, you can melt into every holiday moment. This year, bring out Lindor from the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
When Blazing Trails located in Lincoln want to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Blazing Trails is Lincoln's #1 trusted dispensary, providing outstanding product and customer service to eastern and central Maine.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. Just 23 days to go until Christmas. That also reminds me that Santa Claus will be visiting. He'll be here during our 8 o'clock hour. Tomorrow, he's going to be reading kids' Christmas wish lists. And so if you do have a child at home that wants to share their list with Santa, you can send it to us at WVII.com, and we'll make sure we get it on the air.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, he'll be coming over the next several weeks, so we'll look forward to that. By the way, this is also Bartender Appreciation Day.
The profession goes back to ancient Greece and Rome and public drinking houses, which also doubled as social gathering places. Bartenders are the folks that keep us coming back for more. They serve us drinks and food, keep us company, and even sometimes share a story or two. This is a day to show appreciation to all the hardworking mixologists that are out there.
Maybe give them an extra big tip today
Yeah,
or
that
something
would be
like
nice.
that. So, all right, time for history. It was on this date back in 1776, George Washington and his troops arrived on the banks of the Delaware River and would make his famous crossing less than 1 month later. In 1823 on this date, President James Monroe proclaimed a new foreign policy before Congress, which became known as the Monroe Doctrine. It forbade European interference in the American hemisphere and also asserted U.S. neutrality in future European conflicts. They're basically saying, hey, we're going to do our thing over here. You go ahead and do your thing. Just stay out of our thing.
Yeah, which I feel like makes sense.
See, I should have been a history teacher.
Yeah, that's
just
perfect.
Kind of dumb it down that way.
Great explanation.
All right. Moving on now. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself the Emperor of France during a coronation at the Notre Dame Cathedral. And in 1901 on this date, Gillette patented the first razor to feature a permanent handle and disposable razor blades. Really revolutionized the way people shave.
Sure did. And in 1939, New York's LaGuardia Airport began operations for the very first time. In 1942, a self-sustaining nuclear reaction was demonstrated for the first time at the University of Chicago. The experiment marked the dawn of the atomic age and led us to the use of nuclear power and the world's first atomic bomb. And in 1982, in the first operation of its kind, doctors in Utah implanted a permanent artificial heart into the chest of a retired dentist. Barney Clark lived 112 days with the device before dying from complications. And in 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency was formed in response to the realization that human activity can have a major effect on our planet. And lastly, in 2001, the Enron Corporation filed for Chapter 11 reorganization in the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history.
All right, for birthdays today, they include pop singer Britney Spears, who is 44 today. Singer Charlie Puth is 34, and pro quarterback Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old. Happy birthday to you also if your birthday is today.
And we'll turn things right back over to meteorologist Chase Ropanek.
Thank you very much. As you can see this morning, a variation of cold temperatures across the state, all of us below freezing, but single digits up north for Presque Isle, Clayton Lake, and Holton. 2 degrees for you up in Presque Isle. Now, different story, 15 here in Bangor. We're in the mid-teens, while much of us are closer to 20 along your coastline. You can see that in Machias to start off your morning. And temperatures here in Bangor reaching near 30 degrees for today, and some of us can reach above freezing along your coastline. That's going to have some implications for the snow chances that we're seeing making their way into the state. state for today. And here's your time. You're going to see some possible moderate to heavy snow already arriving right around noon, all statewide. As you can see, that snow stretches all the way up to Presque Isle. Now, throughout the day, more of that snow is going to continue to fall in the Bangor and coastal regions. You'll see some of that snow dissipating from the north, and this will continue all the way until about 4:30 to 5 a.m. And we got a lot of snow on the way. We'll have a snow map for you during your main weather, but we're going to see light winds out of this for much of the day today, and that's why the snowflakes are going to fall big and thick, not necessarily light and fluffy. But on the backside of the system, they'll be making its way overnight. The winds can pick up. You can see, gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour, a little bit stronger down near your coastline. And heading into your Wednesday, even though we look to be dry, that's going to cause some visibility issues with lots of blowing snow out there. But as we see forward today, it's going to be a winter wonderland. Plenty of snow to fall all across the state, especially here in Bangor. And you're going to see highs just near 30 degrees. And that's going to make, again, for a beautiful scenic area out here in the Northwoods.
It's going to be pretty with all those Christmas lights and everything out there.
Yeah.
So look forward to that part of it. Well, Governor Janet Mills welcomed award-winning Christmas trees and wreaths to the Blaine House yesterday. In 2021, the governor started the tradition of showcasing Maine-grown Christmas trees and wreaths that were voted on by people at the Freiburg Fair. Yesterday, she read a proclamation and encouraged Maine people to celebrate the season by supporting the state's hardworking family farmers. Those representing Maine's Christmas Tree Association say there is a vibrant agricultural community growing trees that's very strong in Maine.
We're much more than just selling people a Christmas tree. It's much less transactional than that. We're really in the business of making memories for people.
Governor Mills says the Christmas tree industry in Maine employs 800 people and generates over $19 million in direct economic impact.
Well, still to come here this morning, Jack Webb with sports.
Don't go away.
Drive into fall at Quirk in Bangor and Belfast. Lease new 25 Ram 1500 Bighorn for only $399 a month. Or lease new 25 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude X for $479 per month. It's your Ram, it's your Jeep. Find it at Quirk in Bangor and Belfast.
I'm Jim with Lowry Law. I was contacted by a woman who asked me to help one of her friends who had been hurt by a drunk driver. Not only did he have multiple injuries, he had the added stress of being the victim of a crime. We helped make sure that he didn't have to testify or even go to court. That was important to him, so I made it a priority. We got him a $250,000 settlement. If you've been hurt by a drunk driver, call me. I'm your go-to guy.
Hurt by a drunk driver? Call the twos.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, causing irreversible vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down, get it going slower.
Ask your doctor about Izervay.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay is the #1 prescribed FDA-approved treatment for new GA patients. Izervay is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression, which may help preserve your vision longer.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Slow your GA. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Drive into fall with confidence and savings at Quirk Hyundai in Bangor. The sleek 26 Tucson has all the tech, leased for just $359 a month. The Kona elevates small SUV style in a big way, lease at $25 for $329 a month. It's your Hyundai. Find it at Quirk.
How's life in the small town?
The acclaimed mystery series returns.
Keep your eyes wide open, same as your mind.
Murder in a Small Town, all new tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, folks. Cooper Flagg made history on Saturday night, becoming the youngest player in NBA history to score 35 points in a game. Flagg absolutely torched the Clippers over the weekend. He took over LeBron James' record by just 5 days. Coop scored 21 of his 35 points in the first half. This comes just a few days after becoming the youngest player in NBA history to record 10 assists in a game. He sliced and diced through the Clippers' defense and even put veteran big man Ivan Zubac on a poster. feels like the first few of what will be a career full of milestones for Flag. You ready for some football on Monday night at Gillette Stadium? The Patriots and Giants met on ESPN. These two teams heading in opposite directions, though. The Patriots were 10-2 going into Monday night, tied with Denver for the AFC's #1 seed, while the Giants have struggled, sitting at 2-10, but that record is very deceiving. For the Patriots, it'll be their final game before a much-needed bye week. The Pats are chasing that 10th straight win. Only 3 other Patriot teams have won at least 10 in a row, the last being the 2015 team that won 10 straight. But the Patriots aren't taking the Giants lightly, especially considering all the close games the Giants have been in.
Good running football team, led by quarterbacks that are mobile and that can run, whether that's designed or play extension.
Everybody's watching. It's a chance for us to put what we've been working on this whole season on display for everybody to see.
We'll head straight to Gillette for that game, and in the first, Marcus Jones doing what he does best. He receives the punt at the 6-yard line, finds a seam, hits the turbo button down the sideline, 94 yards to the crib, and the Patriots go on to take a 10-0 lead. Ensuing possession, you're going to want to see this. Jackson Dart scrambling. He gets absolutely leveled by Ellis. Now, you were expecting a flag here, right? A quarterback running down the sideline. But when you watch the replay, Dart was inbounds. You see it really on this next angle right here. That's a good shot at Dart going flying, but that right foot's inbounds as Ellis levels him. And now we're going to move on now. Drake May connects with Booty on an absolute dime to make it 17-0. And towards the end of the half, May's going to find Kyle Williams, the other rookie, on yet another dime for the touchdown. May looked like the most accurate quarterback in the league on Monday night. Patriots win 33-15. From the NFL to a college football world that was held hostage by one man this past weekend. Former Ole Miss and now LSU head coach Lane Kiffin dominated headlines all weekend long as not only fans but also Ole Miss players and officials awaited his decision to either stay at Ole Miss or take a job at LSU. He ended up getting on a plane and going to Baton Rouge Sunday afternoon. But here's where it gets weird. He was coaching the #6 team in the country in those Ole Miss Rebels who are going to be in the college football playoff. Once he informed them he was going to take the LSU job, he expressed his desire to finish the season with the Rebels, but they said no. So Ole Miss has lost their head coach before the college football playoff. Here's Kiffin on the tarmac with ESPN's Marty Smith.
That this was a very challenging, difficult day. We went through a lot last night with Keith Carter trying to figure out a way, to make this playoff, run work and be able to coach the team. And at the end of the day, that's his decision. And I totally respect that. I understand that decision. And, so I just totally wish the team the best of luck.
Heading to Orono now, where the Maine women's basketball team is looking for their second win in a row. Black Bears hosting the Boston University Terriers. We're going to pick this one up in the second half. Maine moving the ball until it finds Asta Blauenfeld in the corner, who knocks down the three. Shortly after, it's the Wyndham native Sarah Talon steals the inbound and takes it coast to coast through the traffic. She finished with 12. Then it's the Gardner native Lizzie Gruber going to work in the paint. She gets the hook shot to go. Black Bears up 16 in the third. Mainers all over the court tonight as Hamden native and BU guard Bella McLaughlin feeds her teammate who knocks down the tray. BU starting to charge back as Allie Schwertner finishes the bucket inside to pull the Terriers with an 8. But Addie Smith and the Black Bears would be too much. Smith pours in 24 points after recording a triple-double her last time out as Maine wins 54-45.
I'm just getting more comfortable. I think our whole team is getting really comfortable playing together. BU did a really good job, making us uncomfortable. Zones are hard to play against, but I think we did a good job moving the ball, sharing the ball. That's really just been something that we've been focusing on. It's been a lot of games back-to-back, and I think we've learned from each one of them.
Black Bears on the road to Philadelphia to take on Penn on Thursday night. For now, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Such beautiful stars. We're happy for miles, driving in a Honda Wonderland.
Experience the wonder of happy Honda days while you can. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Enjoy better lighting, added security, and reduced energy cost with high-performance windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's showrooms feature the latest design and innovation trends from leading manufacturers. Your Hammond sales rep will assist you with your selections and cost estimate, and in-home measurement service is available if needed. And Hammond delivers from 34 locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Get your window and door project started off right when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
You know Matt pretty well. Did he give you any advice?
He said that I should use 26 words or more.
When every word counts.
Trash panda.
Raccoon.
You had me a trash panda. That was gangster. It pays to choose wisely.
Wed, Thurs.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You just won it!
25 words or less every weekday.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
It's electrifying what the season can bring. Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
Experience the wonder of happy Honda days while you can. Visit your local Honda dealer or shop online today.
Welcome back, everyone. Nearly a week after being thankful, millions celebrate giving, but it's important to watch out for potential scams. Today is Giving Tuesday. It began as a day in 2012 that urged people to donate to the causes that they believe in. The day is now widely celebrated by many charities and nonprofits. Giving Tuesday Data Commons says around 36 million people participated last year, donating an estimated $3.6 billion. Donations range from financial to food drives, volunteering at shelters, and giving blood. But people are urged to be mindful of where their donations are going, as charity and donation scams are on the rise during the holiday season. The FBI reported in 2024 that its Internet Crime Complaint Center received more than 4,500 complaints in connection to those who lost around $96 million to fake charities, crowdfunding accounts, and disaster relief campaigns. Officials say to avoid the scam, donors should research and confirm the charity's name and check independent ratings before giving anything. Donors are also urged to avoid gift cards, wire transfers, and Cash App payments that are hard to trace and recover. If someone believes they may have been scammed, the FBI says to report it to the Internet Crime Complaint Center immediately.
We all want to be nice to these different organizations,
Yes.
but you got to be careful these days.
Yeah, we talked about maybe local would be a good way to go and go in person and
Yeah,
give
you
a
have
donation.
your local humane societies, shelters, that sort of thing. You
Yep.
can just keep your money local.
Absolutely. Now here's meteorologist Chase Ropanek with our full weather forecast.
Thank you very much. A chilly start all across the state as all of us are below freezing, but there is a variation of temperatures. You can see lows near 2 degrees in Presque Isle this morning, just above 10 in Millinocket, 15 here in Bangor, and you're seeing temperatures closer to 20 degrees all along your coastline. That's going to have some implications for you for snow and rain chances today. While some of us can see highs getting above freezing along your coastline, mid-30s for Deer Isle, that could be possible into Machias as well as we go further on throughout the day. Highs looking to be just near 30 here in Bangor. That's a few degrees below freezing, and the rest of us right around the low 20s as you head further north. So average highs are just now below 40 degrees, and throughout much of this week, we're going to stay below average. Yes, we can get above freezing in a few days, Wednesday into your Thursday, low to mid 30s, but a big drop Friday, that high in the upper teens and low 20s, and hanging out in the 20s throughout the weekend into the beginning of your work week on Monday. We're still looking to be 10 degrees below average by then. So reason why we're going to have such a nice snow event for today. The winds are going to be rather light throughout much of the day today. Now, heading into tonight, we're going to start to see the backside of that system. Yes, the winds will pick up, gusting from the north near 15 to 25 miles per hour, depending where you're at. Those winds definitely going to be stronger, closer to the center of low pressure along your coastline, where you can see gusts near 30 miles per hour. Now, it looks to subside by Wednesday afternoon. I do think that wind is going to stick around for a little longer. That means during the morning hours, with conditions being dry by then, we could still see reduced visibility from plenty of blowing snow from that gusty wind out there. So looks like snow can become heavy or moderate right around noon to 1 o'clock for today, and that's just going to continue, especially for Bangor and your coastal areas throughout much of the day today. You'll start to see the snow dissipate a little bit up north, but here you can see it picking up again. Here's 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Again, a chance for some moderate to heavy snow, mainly in Bangor and south down to Portland. Now, the models aren't picking up, but some of these areas near Machias can start to see some rain rather than snow, with the temperatures warming with that closer to the center of low pressure. That will be momentarily. You are going to see mostly snow out of this event, but still, that can really hinder your amounts in this area where you can see that sharp cutoff line. But the rest of us here in Bangor, down into the southwestern portion of the state, looking at a good healthy 5 to 8+ inches of snow. Some of us can see near 10 inches out there. And just around that swath is where you can see 3 to 5. And then heading up north, you got the cooler temperatures, not as much snow for today. Right around 1 to 3 inches is what you should expect. So snow is likely out there for today with cloudy skies and highs near 30 degrees, and heading into tonight, that wind could pick up a little bit, lows in the mid-20s, and yes, snow showers still continuing and can be heavy at times. We're going to dry out for your Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, but yes, that wind's still out there, and that can cause some reduced visibility with blowing snow and highs in the low to mid-30s. So here's a look at your extended forecast. A few more days above freezing Wednesday and Thursday, but that still comes with chances for snow. A big drop in temperatures Friday, highs in the upper teens and low 20s, and still in the 20s heading into your weekend.
Blazing Trails, located in Lincoln, is your #1 trusted caregiver storefront. From personalized consultations to the highest quality product, Blazing Trails provides outstanding patient services to Eastern and Central Maine. Discover how we're blazing the trails to quality holistic medicine.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. The best friend.
So happy together.
And the first timer. The neighborhood hero. And the out-of-towners. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Red Tag. Now well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 models. Plus, Costco Executive members can get a $12.15 members-only incentive.
Ghirardelli caramel and chocolate. They're great on their own, but together, it's like the Watson to your Sherlock, the SpongeBob to your Patrick, the bestie to your spa day, the apprentice to your sensei. The partner to your picnic, the hero to your sidekick, the caramel to your chocolate, the chocolate to your caramel. Perfect pairs, share a square. Ghirardelli makes life a bite better.
'Twas the month of November, and all through Bob's stores were weekly unboxings of savings and more.
For Unbox Week 4, you'll want to sing stanzas about all the fab finds in our
$9.99 Bonanza. You can get my Playmax sectional, my Tuxedo Power sofa, mid-century Betty dining set, stunning Cascade bedroom, and Papa-Pedic signature mattress. Each for $9.99 or less. Unbox major savings every week in November.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
Blazing Trails, located in Lincoln, is your #1 trusted caregiver storefront. From personalized consultations to the highest quality product, Blazing Trails provides outstanding patient services to Eastern and Central Maine. Discover how we're blazing the trails to quality holistic medicine.
Well, Thanksgiving is over and it's time to put up those Christmas decorations, but be careful when you do it. A doctor with the Cleveland Clinic says decorating for the holiday also comes with some potential risks for injury. Urgent care physician Dr. Alan Kappen says the most common injury while people decorate for the holidays are falls. He says many people will stand on unstable furniture or a ladder without a spotter or climb up on one that's not placed correctly. He says many patients also come in for cuts from objects like broken light bulbs. He says it's important to stretch before lifting something heavy like a Christmas tree or a box of decorations because he frequently sees people with strains and sprains as well. He urges decorators to also be mindful and avoid causing fires. Cap'n says to place candles in glass and far away from anything flammable, and to avoid overloading circuits because natural trees can catch on fire easily. If someone hits their head, Cap'n also says to pay attention to their symptoms and seek medical attention if necessary. Some good advice there.
Yes, all important things to remember
Yeah.
while decorating.
Yeah, I've done that kind of thing before. Climb up on a ladder,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, you're over. And,
Me too. I've been prone to the standing on a chair.
Yeah.
And that doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
So
Just
be mindful.
Be careful. Yeah.
Well, that is all the time that we have left for this morning. But as always, we thank you for joining us.
Thanks for being there, everyone. We hope you have a great day.